Hi guys, it's Cyndi, aka the Queen. Today I thought I would give you like a rundown of what my final thoughts are of my trip to Walt Disney World. As you guys know, I recently came back from going to Walt Disney World. It had been 6 years since my last visit. And wow, I could talk forever about this trip, but I thought I would just kind of give you my thoughts and review on the trip itself. So I went to Disney for 7 days, 6 nights. I went with my daughter. She was celebrating her 39th birthday. And we actually celebrated it on her birthday. Travel wise, everything went fairly easy. I had friends who had been traveling recently who had a lot of issues with the airports or delays. We didn't have any of that on this trip. This was my first time getting on a plane since before 9/11. That's how long it had been. And so I was a little trepidatious, is that the right word? For the trip leading up to it. But like I said, very little issues with security, no problems with our planes. We rode Southwest. It was a good experience. I will say I could see myself using Southwest again. Long term, I've been a Delta girl, even though, like I said, it's been a while since I've been on a plane, but my preferred plane had always been Delta. But Southwest was nice to me. And I think what I liked about it was the fact that I didn't have to really stress about my bags. I am an overpacker by nature, and so being able to check some of my bags and it not being an additional fee for checking those bags, like that took some of the anxiety off of me. So we stayed at the All-Star Music Resort. That is not the first time that our family has stayed there, so I was pretty much like, I kind of knew what to expect, even though it had been a while. That was great. When we checked in, it was around 11 o'clock in the morning, and we were able to get a room right away, which to me was fantastic because we weren't sure, about leaving our bags and then what would we do with our day. Now, I had a lot of plans when I first originally went into scheduling and planning out this trip. I am a scheduler and planner by nature. And the very first day, we had a lot going on. By now, you should have seen most of my vlogs. So between what was going on with my husband back home, and then honestly, guys, just the heat of Florida. Like, I've been to Florida when it's summertime. I've been in July. I've been in August. I don't know that I was even prepared for the heat that was September. So, also, I have not been as active as I probably should be, and I felt it on this trip. I felt my age. Next year I will be 60, and I'm telling you, I felt it. So that kind of changed, like, the way that some of the things I had planned to do just did not happen. And honestly, it was okay. I felt for the first time on this trip that I would be able to go back again. When that is, I don't know. But because I didn't feel the pressure of getting everything on my to-do list checked off, I think I enjoyed the trip a little bit more. So the very first day, I had actually planned to go to Disney Springs. But with everything that was going on with my husband, and also the very first day, I was feeling the heat. I was feeling the pain around my legs and my back. And I took, I want to say, a 2-hour nap the first day we were there. So all plans to go to Disney Springs that afternoon went out the window. We just kind of like chilled. I don't think we went anywhere. The only place that we went was, we did get on the monorail and try to go around and see Epcot, but I ended up being on the phone, so I completely missed us going around Epcot. And I don't know why I didn't think to just go back around again, but there was just too much going on. So in all honesty, I only went to Disney Springs one night on our last night at Disney World, and I didn't get to see like Disney Springs the way I thought I would see it. It had been a while since I'd been there. They had done a lot of changes. So that will probably be a priority the next time I go, is to go like spend a day at Disney Springs. It just did not happen on this trip. And honestly, when I walked into the shops, I really didn't see anything that I just had to have. And the few things that I wanted to get, I had already gotten. And so, I walked in the Disney store and walked out without purchasing absolutely anything. So shopping, I knew going in, I was not going to be doing a lot of shopping. I did have a small list of things that I wanted to look at, and 2 of those things I was able to get. And so I was happy with what I had gotten. So honestly, guys, I didn't really go in a lot of the stores. I went into the store at the France Pavilion. I usually go into the big store on Main Street at Magic Kingdom, the Emporium. I never stepped foot in the Emporium on this trip, which like kind of blew my mind. And I didn't really spend a lot of time on rides that then I would like leave the ride and go into a shop and like browse the shop. I just did not do that on this trip. So the very first park that I went to Epcot the very first morning that I was going to be going to the parks. And I think that kind of set the pace for what this particular trip was going to be like. I did rope drop most of the time. Guys, not once did I use Genie Plus or Lightning Lane. Everything that I got on standby. And I can't even think what was the longest. I think, honestly, the longest ride that I probably stood in line for was probably, oh my goodness, I'm not even really sure, because I didn't have to stand in long lines. Some of it may have to do with the time of year, but in all honesty, I will say this, a lot of it had to do with the fact that I rope dropped every morning, to go to the parks. And so we were usually at the front of the line, and we did not rush or run. As a matter of fact, the first day that I went to Epcot, I walked around World Showcase. I took my time. I got to Remy, and I think it was like supposed to have been like 40 minutes. I don't even think it was 40 minutes, but I got to ride Remy for the first time. At one point, I did go to ride Frozen Ever After. I think that's what it's called. Well, for the Frozen ride at Epcot. And it was 40 minutes long. And for some reason, I was just like, I'm not going to stand in a 40-minute long ride. So I never got on the ride. I actually left the line that I was in and walked away from the ride. I didn't explore the pavilions as much as I would have liked to, but in all honesty, again, it was so hot that walking around the parks, like even before getting to the park, when we would leave our room in the morning and getting to the bus station, my shirts would already be soaking wet. like that is how hot it was. So that kind of made the pace that I would have usually run around the parks, it slowed me down a lot. And now that I think about it, I'm kind of glad it did, because I did not rush to anything. I think maybe first thing in the morning, the very first ride that we would want to get on to, I would rush to. But the rest of the day, my pace was definitely slower. So I walked around World Showcase, had a great time. I did a lot of talking to the photographers because my daughter had gotten the photo pass option, and so our goal was to take as many pictures as we possibly could. Her and I did not go to the same park for the first 2 days of our trip, and so basically I just walked around Epcot and had a great time. I got on a few rides. The one thing that I thought I would do more of on this trip that I did not do is I really thought that I would eat more food at the Food and Wine Festival. And I ate one thing that was on my list at the Food and Wine Festival, and that was the fried pickles. Oh my gosh, they were so good. Like, if I could go back and get anything else again, it would be those fried pickles. It's been not quite a month, and I'm still talking about those fried pickles. They were that good to me, but I love pickles. So I already knew that that was something that I just wanted to try. So one afternoon, I went back into Epcot. I always had the intention of going back to Epcot again and like walking around and trying a few things, but that ended up not happening. I can't really even tell you what I thought of the Food and Wine Festival because I didn't really get to eat anything at the Food and Wine Festival. Now, as far as food, I had said from the beginning that I was on a budget, and honestly, I stayed on a budget. I had snacks for first thing in the morning, like granola bars. I had like little Mickey pretzels. And so as long as I had something to drink, because I had gotten a refillable mug, as long as I had something to drink first thing in the morning, which was usually vitamin water and a granola bar, I was okay. My goal was always to at least eat something around lunchtime, and that usually meant most of the time leaving and, finding some type of snack. So the thing that I had been looking forward to trying that I was most disappointed in, I had wanted to try the stuffed pretzel with the cream cheese. Guys, I did not enjoy it. And honestly, I think the reason I didn't enjoy it is maybe I waited too late in the day and it was kind of stale, but I wasn't expecting it to have like a sweet taste to it, and I feel like it had a sweet taste to it, and I was looking for something savory. I'm not a big like sugar addict, and so I like salty things a little bit more, and I was looking for this pretzel to be like soft, filled with cream cheese, and like have a salty kind of taste to it, savory taste to it, and it just did not have that. And so I didn't even finish eating it all. That was how disappointed I was by it. I had every intention of going and getting me a Dole Whip at the Polynesian Resort because I knew I was going to be going to the Polynesian Resort to eat at Ohana's. That did not happen. But there were some great things that happened at the Polynesian Resort, so I'll get one the next time I go. I didn't get a turkey leg this time. I did try a breakfast meal at Woody's. Woody's. Oh man, I had to put the name here because I cannot think of the name of it now. But over in Toy Story. And so I did eat like it was like the potato barrels with like some beef on top, or was it the French fries? I can't remember now. but it was really good. I didn't think I would eat it all, but I did end up eating it all, most of it. My daughter had actually left me there to make my order, and I did a mobile order, and then she went over to Galaxy's Edge and got her like the Ronto wrap, but the breakfast version. And I met her over there, and she had gotten us a table, and we ate together over there. That bowl really truly could feed 2 people, but it was good, and I would get it again. I'm trying to think of what else did I have. Oh, over in Galaxy's Edge, I did go to oh, not Galaxy's Edge, at Animal Kingdom. I did get the bonzo buns, well, like the cheeseburger bun with the homemade chips. I like the cheeseburger bun, but I could like take it or leave it, and I felt like the homemade chips were not fresh enough. I don't know if it was the time of day that I was getting food or what. I'm not really sure. Also, I did get over at Magic Kingdom, I got to try the cheeseburger rolls. And they were good. I'm trying to think, what kind of sauce did I get? What kind of sauce did I get? I'm not even sure. But honestly, they were good. But like, I don't know that I would get them again. They were almost $10 and for 2 little rolls. So we did eat at Crystal Palace, and we did eat at Ohana. They were both very good meals. I've got separate videos about Crystal Palace and separate video about Ohana, because these were for my daughter's birthday, and we had an awesome time. But you'll have to go watch the videos to get the details of those 2 dinners. And so I had a hot dog from Casey's Corner, or no, I had a hot dog that my daughter and I split one night. We split what was it? It was fries with pulled pork on the top. We split that one night. We had a pork sandwich one night. That was good. I had the chicken nuggets or chicken strips with fries from the All-Star food court. I don't know what they do with those chicken strips, but they are some kind of good. We had that the first day we were there, and I went and got them again. That's how much I like them. And then on our last night there, we did eat breakfast at the All-Star food court, and we had like the full breakfast. My daughter had pancakes. I had the Mickey waffles. It was good. I could skip the eggs. I don't really need those again, but everything else was good. The bacon was good. Like overall, I would say the food that I did get to try, I enjoyed. Would I have liked to taste more foods? Absolutely. But I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, having to rely on food strictly from Disney on this trip, which is something I've never done before, I would say I would give it a 7.5, 8. I mean, it's park food, but it was good. Mobile order. I am in love with mobile order. It took me a minute to like really learn how to work it. I'm not that type of technology, cause like sometimes can overwhelm me. But once I figured it out, I liked being able to use mobile order. It made things so much easier. I would say the only complaint I would have about mobile ordering is I had a great experience at Casey's Corner when I mobile ordered. I had a good experience when I mobile ordered at Woody's Lunchbox. That's what it's called, Woody's Lunchbox. But I will say the mobile order I did at Animal Kingdom for, is it Sinai? I had every intention of eating inside. I didn't realize that when you mobile order at Sinai, they don't let you come inside and till your order actually is ready. And the cast member that I was dealing with, like, I didn't know this because it's the first time I've done it. And I just asked, oh, so can I come inside until the order is ready? And she was like, no, you can't. And it was the way she said it. It wasn't so much that you're saying I can't come in, because I understand that maybe you don't want people kind of piling up waiting for an order to come. I get that. But it was the way in which she said it that wasn't very friendly. And so I would say that would be my only complaint about mobile order. Most everyone else was like terrific. The lady at the Casey's Corner, the one that opens up Casey's Corner in the morning, because I did it first thing in the morning. Like, she was wonderful. Like, she could tell that was the first time I mobile ordered. I didn't have a clue what I was doing or where to go. She was very friendly, very helpful. When we all started to come in, she knew it was hot that morning. She asked people, did they want water? And they started bringing out water for us to drink. That was the other thing. I did not hydrate like I should. And I will do better with that the next time. Although my plan is to not go in the heat of the summer ever again. Y'all remind me that the next time I plan a trip. But yeah, she was just excellent. That was a great experience. That was the first time I had ever seen opening for Casey's Corner, and I loved every minute of it. I was singing with everybody. I was surprised how much of the song that I actually knew, because I am not a sports person at all, but I knew the song. I think my favorite thing of all to do, honestly, on this trip was people watch. I would sit down on a bench and just watch people walk by. I loved the fact that there were places for me to just kind of sit and chill. A couple of times I called family members and talked to them. I truly, every day, left the parks around 12, 1 o'clock. I think the latest I stayed was one day I was watching the parade at Magic Kingdom, and then I sat down on a step on one of the buildings at Magic Kingdom and talked to my sister on FaceTime because I needed to cool off because it was so hot. And then I went and got on the bus and went back to the room. I had to change every day. That was just that hot. Buses. I will say this. The buses at All Stars Music, there was always plenty of buses. I can only think of one occasion where I actually had to wait long for a bus. But most of the time, the buses were coming like every 15 minutes. So that was actually fine. There was only one time that I had to stand on a bus, and that was Magic Kingdom one morning because I didn't want to wait for the next bus to come. So I stood. And unfortunately, that's the farthest resorts from Magic Kingdom. I was going to say there was one complaint about the buses. And it didn't have anything to do with it being at the value resorts. Oh, well, technically, I guess it does. Why are the buses so far away from the park entrance? Like Magic Kingdom, not so much. But Epcot, it felt like it took forever to get from the bus station section to the front of the park. Oh my goodness. It was, every time I would leave, I would be like, oh God, I gotta walk back. I gotta walk all the way back there to get to the bus. It needs to be some, oh, y'all need to give us a tram or something. It was just far to me. Hollywood Studios kind of felt that way too, but I don't know why, but Epcot seemed like it was the furthest out of all the bus stations. And it didn't even matter that it was value ones, which are usually the farthest away. Just the bus section seemed far away at Epcot, and that's just me. I did get to ride the Skyliner one time. I actually enjoyed it. I was kind of like hesitant because I'm not usually really good with heights, but it was nice. It was just like riding another ride is the way I felt about it. My favorite ride, because this was the first time I had rode Remy's. This was the first time that I got to ride the rides at Galaxy's Edge. It was the first time that I was on the Mickey's Runaway Railroad, and also the first time that I rode the oh my gosh, the little monsters, the green monsters. What is that called? Swirling something saucers. I had to put the name here. Those were the rides that I got to ride for the first time. I am shocked that my favorite ride was actually the one at Galaxy's Edge, and not the oh my gosh, what is it called? I cannot think of the name of it. But my favorite ride actually turned out to be the one where you run the ship. And the reason it was so much fun was because of the people that I was on the ride with. It was all girls, which it wasn't anybody who was being serious. We all didn't have a clue. I definitely didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was in the back. I did not want to drive the spaceship. I just wanted to be in the back and push a couple of buttons. My daughter told me I still wasn't pushing the buttons like I was supposed to, but I didn't have a clue what I was doing. But it was so much fun. I laughed so much on that ride. I videotaped the whole thing, so you'll have to see it in the vlog. But it was hilarious. We had this mom and her two daughters, and my daughter and myself. We laughed the entire time that we were on the ride. It was so much fun. I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did, but I did. I had a great time. And then when we got on the swirling saucers, I laughed the whole time. Oh my gosh, that thing moves. If you got a bad back, don't get on that. But it was fun. I had so much fun on those two rides that it was ridiculous. The next thing I think that I enjoyed the most was actually going around and taking pictures with the PhotoPass photographers. Now, just the other day, the prices went up. I don't know if it's worth I think it was like $85. I just don't know. But I personally, as somebody who would be solo traveling, I think that I would still try. My daughter paid for it this time, but I think that I would have to add that into my budget because it made such a difference to have someone take the pictures and me not trying to figure out how to take a selfie, or asking someone if they would take a picture and then them saying, no, or even dealing with the machine that takes the picture. Because my daughter and I were with each other a couple of times, we were able to videotape a couple of the character meets and greets. My favorite character meet and greet I thought was going to be meeting the live action Ariel, but honestly, it was Olaf. because, and I think we got it on video, but it's kind of like messed up. But my daughter told on me and told Olaf that I don't like the summertime. And Olaf turned to me and pointed his finger at the door and told me to leave. I had so much fun interacting with him. It was hilarious. And then I think my next favorite character meet and greet was meeting Frozen. Frozen. Because he didn't actually have a photographer, and I'm still trying to figure out how come everybody else had a photographer but not him, because I did meet Mr. and Mrs. Incredibles and they had a photographer. Frozen did not have a photographer. Oh, and I met Edna Mode. That was a great experience. Like, so I really enjoyed the time. I think this time around I was more prepared to like really talk with the characters rather than just go up, have them autograph, take a picture, and not like really interact with them. I think I've learned that from watching other people's vlogs and saying, oh yeah, you can just kind of like have a conversation with them. But Ariel was really, really nice to us, and we were in line with this mother and daughter, and we spent the whole time while we were waiting. That might have been the longest thing we waited for, but we were determined we were going to meet Ariel. We just had a great time talking with them. But my daughter got speechless when she met Ariel, and it was funny to see her not being able to, like, it was like she was meeting Ariel. She just like got a little tongue tied. And so it was a great experience, and Ariel was so sweet to us. And she, I think she signed my daughter's book, because my daughter had even forgot that she had a book. And Ariel was going to try to get her like the little card with her signature on it, but then my daughter remembered that she had a book. Like, it was priceless to see her speechless. I'm trying to think. So what else? I did not get around to the resorts like I thought I would. And honestly, that had a lot to do with the fact that it was just so hot. And by midday, I was in pain, and I would have to go and take a pain reliever and like take a rest and then go back out. We only had one day where it rained, but when it rained that day, it poured. I am amazed at the number of people who are not prepared for rain in Florida. I saw people with no ponchos, no rain jackets, no umbrella or something to cover that. I mean, people were running, trying to hide underneath like sections of rides. It was thundering at some point. I went and got on a people mover, and then I was like, I need to find somewhere else to go. I think I got on Carousel of Progress, and then I went over to get on oh gosh, what's his name? The Toy Story guy. Why is nothing coming to me? I guess because I'm just, excited. But yeah, I would say overall it was a great trip. There were times where I just kind of enjoyed the atmosphere. I got on the boat and went over to the Grand Floridian. I walked around the Grand Floridian. I took pictures with the Prince Cinderella's slipper at the Grand Floridian. I sat in the lobby. The lobby was thankfully open while I was there. They had gotten rid of all the cranes and stuff, and I got to sit and listen to the piano player play. I didn't really get to walk around Ohana as much as I would like, because the biggest surprise of all, of everything that we did that week, was my girlfriend from Alabama and her sister surprised us. Also, my girlfriend that lives in Florida, they surprised us, or surprised me, because my daughter knew about it, the night that we had dinner at Ohana. And it was just amazing to have them there with us. And then the next day, my girlfriend and her sister, they went with us to Magic Kingdom for the day. And we rode just about everything. Her sister has a dance pass, and so as a family, we went on everything. Of course, this was the day that the bear got loose in Magic Kingdom. And when we went in that morning, it just seemed like there was a lot of people. And that's the day where the bear was loose in Frontierland and the whole land was closed off. And I just kept having these nightmares that the bear was going to be running down Main Street and we were all going to be running for our life. Thankfully, that never happened, and they caught the bear, and it turned out to be a great day. So I did not get to do everything I wanted to do. I did not get to do everything on my list, but I knew going in that everything on my list would not necessarily happen. But I had an awesome trip. I would say overall, the trip itself was a 10 out of 10, just because it had been so long and I was just so excited to be there. Yeah, I cannot wait to go back again. I don't know when that's going to be. I'm hoping 2025. I'd like to go either with my husband or with my youngest daughter, because she has not been back in a very long time, and I think she would enjoy it. And so yeah, I just thought I would give you guys a recap of the trip and just tell you what I really enjoyed the most about the trip. And honestly, it was just being there. The number of times that people told me when they saw my pictures after the trip how happy I looked, and one person even said I was glowing. People said they could tell that this really is my happy place, and they could see it on my face. So it was a great trip. I cannot complain at all. I'm already planning the next one in my head, but next year I've got some other things going on. I'm getting ready to celebrate my 60th birthday. Originally, I thought I would be doing that at Disney, but because I went this year, I think I'm going to wait and go back after some more things have opened up. I cannot honestly wait to see the Moana section of Epcot. I've seen videos of it at night. It looks amazing. I'm trying to think of what else is going to be there. Hopefully more of the walls at Epcot will have gone down and the rest of the buildings will have been finished by 2025. Yeah, I would say Animal Kingdom is still my least favorite park. I did Animal Kingdom in the morning, got on what I mostly wanted to get on. I did not get on the safari this time, which was okay, and I did not get to go see the Animal Kingdom show, but that was actually okay. My main goal for going to Animal Kingdom was to get on Pandora, because the first time that I went on it, I had my eyes closed the majority of the time. So this time I wanted to be fully immersed in it, and I did. I took some pictures in front of the tree. That was really nice. But yeah, Animal Kingdom was like a half a day. We did Dinosaur because we knew that Dinosaur was going to be probably changing before the next time we see it. I didn't go into the Tree of Life, but I had seen it on my last trip. If you haven't seen, I have a whole playlist of rewinds from my 2017 trip, which was the last trip before this trip. And so some things that I had been on time after time after time, it didn't really matter that I didn't get to see them this time. I enjoyed Magic Kingdom a lot. My only regret is that because my friends surprised me, I didn't make it back to Epcot, which is my one regret, is that I wanted to spend more time in Epcot and I didn't get a chance to ever go back and do that. So definitely Epcot will be at the top of the list of places that I'm going to really focus on the next time I go. I didn't get around to the resorts like I wanted to. I really wanted to go to the Riviera. That didn't happen, but I can definitely do that the next time. I didn't even go into the Contemporary, which I am just shocked that I didn't get a chance to stop at the Contemporary. Yeah, it was a great trip. I had a great time. Midway through the trip, I would say I stopped worrying about getting like a lot of footage where I was talking through the whole time. I really just walked around with my camera, took pictures, videotaped things that I wanted to videotape, and I just enjoyed the experience. At one point I said, I don't want this trip to be me entirely behind the camera, because it had been so long. I wanted to be in the moment. So there were some rides I didn't pick my camera up at all. I just sat back and enjoyed the ride. And especially when there wasn't a lot of people and it was a walk on, I just hung back and chilled. And I think that comes with, being able to go more than once. I realized how blessed I am that I was able to go. I'm so thankful for the people who helped make that trip possible. And yeah, it was just a great time. I cannot wait to go back again. It is definitely my happy place. And yeah, I love Walt Disney World, and I'm okay with that. If you don't understand that, that's okay too. You find your happy place and just live life. And so, having said all of that, I hope that you enjoyed this video, this chat video, to tell you what I thought of my trip. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? And if you'd like to know when the next video will come out, all you have to do is hit that little notification bell below. So until I see you guys the next time, have a blessed day, guys. Bye.